G'day, and welcome back to the channel. Recently I've gone down the rabbit hole of radio control cars. Today hopefully we'll be back on message, but before then, this is my son's HSP Hummer, and this is the Tamiya Hornet that we have built and repaired on live streams. And this is a shed full of junk. Today I hope to turn some of this junk into a ramp for my son to jump with these two cars. This project started with a quick cleanup and gathering of materials. I had this old pinboard, so I decided I'd use that as I already had carpet that makes it more grippy for driving up. I decided to go with a wider ramp instead of a narrower one, as we're both inexperienced drivers. I measured about halfway, used my long T-square to strike a line, and then I was nervous about using the table saw, so I decided handsaw was the best option. I just didn't know what would happen if that carpet snagged on the blade. And my woodworking, but hashtag hand tools. After I decided which half I was going to use, I think the nicer looking one, not that it makes a difference, they're both bowed. I had to go through my pile of junk from an old desk to try and find pieces that would work to be the ramp sides. And I think that was too tall. And then I found a shorter one, and because I'm going to cut it diagonally, I only need that much. Great, except I would have rather have used more junk. Don't you love it when you can do a project and clean up at the same time? Things have been going too well so far, so I must be due to make a mistake. I wonder if you'll be able to tell what it is. My mistake was I did my steps out of order, and I marked this line before I'd actually cut the piece to length. Never mind, I'm off to the Mitre saw to fix that right now, so power tools! I want to catch! What a catch! Enough of that excitement, then I did eventually remark my line and got ready to use the world's worst jigsaw, well, second worst jigsaw. I got my jigsaw from Aldi. Did you know that Blink-182 fans are not allowed to buy large items at Aldi? That's right, Aldi small things. With the sides of the ramp cut to German supermarket precision, which is high-level Australian retail precision equivalently, I decided to go through the stuff that I had in the shed to try and find some pieces to brace the whole frame up. I found this piece from a pallet, a piece of scrap plywood, and a piece of wood that we found in the shed when we first moved in the house, so yeah, may as well use it. I set a stop on my Mitre saw and then set to manually cut them all with power tools, all the same length. I needed one more brace, so I found a piece of French cleat that I've been saving for using someday, and I decided that someday was today. Nothing special here, just butt joints and screws flushed up with fingers, and it's an RC car ramp. How precise do you want it to be? I didn't have a big enough clamp to actually clamp the thing together at the front, so I used my old trick of two smaller clamps and joined them together. Then I repeated my precision flushing, drilling, screwing process from earlier with my extra fancy double single giant clamp holding everything together. When I offered up the piece of pinboard, I noticed there was quite a lip on the transition and some of the cars are quite low, so I needed to figure out a way that I could ease that over. I decided the best way was to flip it over and just use something to take some material off the bottom and sort of chamfer it. Hashtag chamfer all the things. Unfortunately, the only thing I had was a small block plane.
Short ball, rapid moves back and full scarcely past square leg.
With that bevel easing the transition down to about 6mm, I was confident the cars would clear it, so it was just a matter of screwing it together. And then I know what you're thinking, but does it jump, Jim?